just want to talk for a second today about individualism and individuality. Mostly just because I feel like I'm actually going to turn that camera around. Hold on for a second. I don't know if that's actually better. I don't know if that's better. If it felt like it was better because the lenses were on the bottom left, now they're on the top right. Anyway, okay, so here's the point that I'm trying to make, and I feel like I've been saying this for a while. I think musical taste and artistry kind of say a lot about a person. Like, the music that you listen to says quite a lot about like your social class, your education, like the type of lifestyle that you're living. And I do think it's really sad just because like segregation and social class and shit, that you do have so many people from the same group living around each other. This is why, like, I mean, I don't know, like when I was debating like places to live, some of you guys know I was like highly debating moving to Nashville. Like, I think I still will, just because the Nashville music scene is popping. There aren't that many black people in Nashville, but I'm more interested in music than I am simply being around black people. And like, even where I live, I mostly live around Asian people, so I don't know, like that. I think more people should branch out and try to live in more integrated societies. Not the point though, because like I just saw a little clip that basically talked about how DJ Khalid was surprised that Tyler, Creator, won for best rap album of the year. And I don't, like, here's the thing, I talked about this too, like all of 2021, you guys heard me like slamming the Jaden Smith album. It wasn't playing on any sort of like mainstream stations, it wasn't on the radio. But if you are a like young person, like if you're a high schooler in California, you were listening to the Jaden Smith album this year. But that's another thing. Maybe I got to be a little bit more clear, because I do feel like if you were a high schooler in Oakland, you probably were not listening to the Jaden Smith album. If you were in San Francisco, maybe. But if you were in Orange County, anywhere in Orange County, you were for sure a part of the Misfits and you were listening to the Jaden Smith album. I am not an LA girl. Like, I'm not a SoCal girl, but that album went hella hard. Like, how are you not listening to the Jaden Smith album? It went so hard. And it's the same for the I didn't listen to the whole Tyler, the Creator album, but there were definitely like 4 or 5 songs that were recommended to me. That's kind of a significant number of songs, because we're not talking about radio plays, because I don't listen to the radio at all. Like I don't go to the club. So like, I think what DJ Khaled is thinking about is like the 90s or something. Like, this is not the 90s. He's like hella old and out of touch. Like, I do think that there are a group of Armenian people and like, what do you call them, like Arabian people, who are just supporting DJ Khaled because he's one of them. The same for French Montana. This has nothing to do with like the validity of their work or how good their songs are or anything, because like, I didn't even know that DJ Khaled had an album out. I simply know him for his like Instagram posts, for Drake calling him out in a music video, talking about how he's like a buggy stalker. Like, these are things that I know DJ Khaled from just showing up at high schools. I don't know any DJ Khaled song except the one, I'm on one, or okay, whatever songs that he did where he's like, we're the great. There was the Dice Pineapple song, maybe was he on that one? I don't know, I can't really name any. I fucking don't know. I think I'm out of touch. But what I'm saying is, Tyler, the Creator, has a very, 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 very large fan base of like, basically, if you are a middle class or upper middle class high school student, or even if you are a recent college grad in the last like 4 years. So it's basically, if you are from like 16 to basically 30, you're probably, and you're in the middle class or the upper middle class, you are for sure listening to Tyler, the Creator. Tyler, the Creator is like the #1 artist in that particular demographic in America. if I could even give a place, like if you've ever been to Portland, or if you've ever been to like Williamsburg in New York, if you've been to like, okay, maybe modern day Brooklyn, think about what it's like strolling to a park in that area. The thing that's playing on everyone's earphones in those areas is Tyler the Creator, straight up. There's Tyler the Creator. There's like, I guess a couple years ago it was like the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. It's like, what would be other artists that would be on those type of playlists like now? Who are the guys who sang like that Pumped Up Kicks song? I can't even remember, but like, it's crazy because like in certain neighborhoods and in certain areas, it's like the music is so different. This is why I think it's just so hilarious when there's like all of these like urban. Also, I thought it was really strange, like all the urban categories are now full of like the Latino music. That was strange. I don't know. It's just, what I'm saying is I think we need more integrated playlists or something. Because also now there's like a new demographic, and this is the one I've been trying to cover, at least just because everyone doesn't. I don't know how you guys are not listening to artists in the UK, but this year, well, it was like last year, but the biggest TikTok artist was the Pink Pantheress, who was this like 16, is she 60? She's like 16 or 17-year-old Ethiopian girl who is like a fan of Hayley Williams and who just sings about being a tween and crashing cars and being cool. Like, that is the number one artist in the UK, and she's gone on tour. Coldplay has like covered her songs. Like, she's like really, really big off of like TikTok. But this is like not like 7 years ago. This is like 6 months ago. She was writing songs on TikTok, and now she has like 3 covers in like Pop Sugar. That's kind of major. And I feel like half of y'all who watch the Grammys or who cared about it don't even know like who the Pink Pantheress is. But she's a major artist. You should know her. What I'm saying is we're all listening to different stuff. But then there's also, I don't want to call it vanilla Americana, but kind of. Like, ask yourself, in 2021, did you listen to Evermore? Do you even know what I'm talking about? When you listen to Evermore, did her references make sense to you? Does your sister get drunk off champagne? I don't know. You know, like when you go to the bridal shower, are you even going to a bridal shower this year? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? I don't know if all of us are having the same conversations, right? Like, let me think about my life. Like, okay, so I just got the invitation to go to Camille's baby shower. That's a thing that's happening. Like, my new manager, her birthday is next month, and she's having an engagement party. That's happening. I've gone to 3 weddings. There's a lot of shit that's happening that's more like traditional Americana, and I'm just saying I do not hear a lot of these like urban groups talking about that. And I think that some people are out of touch with like what's going on in like regular American society, not like extreme poverty stricken, you know, affordable housing America, whatever that is. You know, I'm really talking about like mainstream America. I mean, so when I made that other video that was pulling out the themes, the themes in King Richard, I feel like some people missed the fact that like all of those like ethics and morals that King Richard was demonstrating were out of the ordinary, I suppose, because he was black and lower class. But those are actually traditional values in mainstream white America. And I don't even want to racialize it, just mainstream America, right? Like having a family, living in a single family home, taking care of your family with the money you earn from a job, having a goal for your life, and then, you know, making it happen. Like, those are all things that are very traditional and very American and very possible for everyone. It's like drugs, sex, and money that I feel like are actually destroying potentially the black society. But like, yeah, I don't know. I think my point is, if you haven't actually listened to the Tyler, the Creator album, you should. But also, he's not new, and his fan base is not small. His fan base is very large, and I don't know how you don't know that. Like, it's just very strange. I don't know how you guys have never, like, you guys don't know anyone who has a Tyler, the Creator poster on their wall, or, like, it's not playing at any of the events or parties that you guys go to. That to me is actually very strange, because, like, everybody listens to Tyler, the Creator. I personally am not, like, a super Tyler, the Creator fan, but I know who he is, and I know his album was good. But like I said before, I just enjoyed the Jaden Smith album last year, the Hayley Williams album, and Taylor Swift's Evermore last year. Those were the albums that I was listening to. But I'm also kind of like a one cookie type of girl. Like, I don't need 27 albums. Like, one album can last me the whole last year. It was a Ruth B year, obviously, for me as well, but it definitely wasn't like, I don't need 26 albums. I'm not trying to listen to every single awesome song. I don't need a whole bunch of playlists, like, telling me what to play. It's just not that. Like, one album is enough. One good project is enough for me to get through the whole year. The whole year. So it was just weird to hear what he said, though. He was like, this is music that no one has ever heard, that you don't hear people play in the car. And I was just like, what? How, like, where is he driving around at that he doesn't hear Tyler, the Creator? As I walk outside, remember you guys when I was doing those dance-alongs on Friday and Saturday nights where people were, like, going out playing live music? Most of the people who came to those events had, like, Tyler, the Creator t-shirts. They had the posters on the wall, in their walls of the dorms. Like, that was, like, 5 months ago. Maybe, I mean, if anything, I definitely wouldn't have said that I'm telling you, I've never heard a DJ Khalid album, so I couldn't even I don't even think he's a rapper. Doesn't he just make beats? Not even whatever. But I would say Donda definitely got a lot of hype this year, so, I mean, I was kind of surprised that, I guess, Donda didn't take more. It really feels like that project had a cultural impact that was, like, beyond what I feel like I've seen before in terms of, like, rap album releases. Like, people were going fucking nuts over Donda. And, I mean, did you guys see that fucking live stream with the water? And it was incredible. Like, that was, like, it was on the Lemonade level. He did, like, a whole visual art type of situation. And I was shook. I was just like, what the fuck was that? It was like seeing Marilyn Manson with the boots and the church. It was just like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, that was crazy. Come on, like, I cannot be the only one who saw that shit and was like, whoa. Also, I think Beyonce was featured on the album, so obviously that you just went up like 12 levels and you should win some shit. But yeah, I don't think Tyler featured anybody. It was like just him on this album, telling stories about his own life. Maybe that's another thing that I feel like people miss. And that's another thing I tried to do last year. So, like, not everyone, but it does feel like a lot of people are trying to flaunt, like, what they're trying to, like, pretend like they're in the upper class, right? Like, every girl wants to be Kim or Paris, and then every guy wants to be, like, Drake or something. But, like, I do feel like most people who have actually grown up middle class simply have ambitions to remain in the middle class. So none of that has to do with, like, flaunting wealth and being, like, extra wealthy. It's just more like having casual comforts. This is why I continue to talk about that Yes Maybe podcast, because I guess, like, for other people to just have people shoot the shit all day is, like, out of the ordinary. But I don't know what most of you all think happens in the fucking suburbs. at least like my short time in suburbia, which is like 4 years, there's nothing to do except for talk shit with your friends and go to like In and Out. There isn't nothing else happening. Like, it's like the dreariness. And then if you're lucky enough to have a car, you could go places, but then you'd have to have like a tight-knit group of friends who are actually available to go there with you. Otherwise, it's really boring to go places by yourself, but you could. I don't know. I just feel like, but what I'm saying is Tyler, the creator, has done a good job also of telling some stories that are just like more regular and more familiar to people who are living a middle class experience. And that doesn't really include anybody in the developing world, unfortunately. Like, I feel like that's why maybe some of the like trap rap music, the WizKid music, another thing, this is super strange to me because WizKid, I feel like he grew up not even middle class. I think he grew up like upper middle class in Nigeria. So although he was making music that was more like culturally relevant in the beginning, why didn't he just make music about his real ass life in Africa being middle class? Because like people have brushed over, like it's either there are people who are making the rap songs they're like, we're hella rich, look at our yachts, look at our maids. That's a real ass experience. But what about if you're just like, yeah, you know, I just went to school and I just like, you know, chilled out and had like, who's making this? I do see Tyla's doing this, right? Who's making the soundtrack for what is that show, the one on Netflix, where the girl, her parents like stole her at birth and then they raised her and then she figures out she's like sisters with the other girl? Isn't it called Blood something? Whatever that one is. Someone should make more music about that experience, or experiences that are similar to that, right? Because it's like, well, a lot of us are just dealing with like social issues are the topics of conversation among middle Americans. So people are trying to group it up as if it's politics and the political economy. A lot of it is not. It's simply just like social issues that have arisen from more people of color entering the middle class and having cross-cultural conversations for the first time. It's a big deal, but also it's not that big a deal. Like, I don't understand how people, didn't y'all had Degrassi, y'all had Skins, and now we have Euphoria. And all of those shows have covered these topics. They are not, it's the same fucking topics, just like new actors. And it's like currently on, but you could go watch, there's an American version of Skins, there's the UK version of Skins, and there's the fucking Canadian Degrassi. Like, how do y'all not, like, come on, those fucking shows covered, there's Felicity. It covered the first year of college in New York. Like, these shows are not new. I feel like it's just that everybody wants to be like The Hills in Orange County, and everyone did not have the, like, I don't live in Orange County. I think it's hella funny that Orange County people are trying to be like Bay Area people, use our slang, use our terms, use all this shit. It's like, just be happy that you are in Beverly Hills or, you know, Malibu, whatever. But like, we are not all trying to be them, and they should stop trying to be us. And the people who are living in bland ass suburbia should also stop trying to be city girls or imagining what city girls are. Because if some of y'all are confused, and this is why I was talking about the just, oh my God, the genius of the fucking city girls. They literally have articulated via rap songs and rhymes the sort of modern intricacies of living in a fucking city. They've talked about jobs, infrastructure, boyfriends, social media. They put it all on a fucking rap track, and they had like music videos that told the story. These bitches need to go give a talk at the MIT Media Lab, and I'm saying I have been advocating for it for the last 3 years. Maybe I'll print out a flyer or something. But if y'all want to know what city life is like, they literally told you via a whole ass rap song. I bet your little sister wanna look like me. Like, seriously, they really do. Like, It's just, and it's just crazy. Like, people were saying, you know, weird things about, I guess, the city girls' looks, as if those girls are not mad beautiful and don't have quite a lot of men, because y'all are tripping. Like, I mean, I guess maybe that's what I'm saying. The bisexual men have entered the conversation and are now competing with women for the same men. So it's a bit it's a lot of confusion going on. But let's talk about straight males who like women. They like the city girls. You could feel your feelings around colorism or classism or whatever. I don't think no straight man is being like, oh yeah, those are some ugly women, unless they're probably gay if they're saying that, and not even to be funny. Cause like, I've seen the women that those same dudes who will be talking shit about the city girls, the women that they're with, and they're like, those women are extra fucking dusty. So those men in their own heads are like, there's something wrong there. It's like the person who is married to like a dog-faced girl, and he'll be like, Tyra Banks is hideous. It's like, bro, like, you can't even, like, your whole ass wife is like mad ugly, and everybody sees and knows it, but you have something to say about a supermodel. Nigga, like, just shut it down. Some people need to know when to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. Like, people be comparing apples and oranges that they don't have. Like, you can't compare your apple to mine if I have an apple and you have nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you don't get an opinion. You don't even have a fucking apple. Like, get the apple, then get an opinion. But even then, like, nobody gives a shit, because, like, I don't see how it's a thing to start to like degrade supermodels. To me, it will continue. Okay, so let me go back for a second, because there's something else I saw that I just really need to address. So there's this girl, and I told you guys, she's like, so I was working with her. She was so confident about whatever the situation was with her boyfriend, and I was just trying to explain to her, I'm like, yeah, I don't really understand how dating works nowadays, because dudes look at Instagram and the things that they will say about ugly women, they'll be like, oh, she's so kind, she's so like loyal or some shit. What is this bitch, a dog? Like, I don't understand. They'll use these terms and they'll just be like, yeah, she's so feisty or something. You'll be like, I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Please recharge in time.
This is about to say, but yeah, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that means. This is not English for me. And so anyway, so this girl, now all of a sudden she's changed her like profiles or whatever, and now she's like an aspiring model. And this is why I do not go around, I never go around talking about modeling.
Battery is low. Please recharge in time.
Like, I never say it out loud, and the reason is because I do not like to enter poor people politics. And here's what I'm saying, like, poor people politics are people who will start to be like, they will use shit like colorism, they'll be like, or texturism, or featureism, to start to like unpack why one person is like better looking or something than another person. But we have an entire fashion industry, and we have supermodels right now that you could go, like, Vogue has a YouTube channel, and they have one in every country. Vogue Africa, Vogue India, Vogue in Italy, right? Like, you can just go and see, like, who are the most attractive people. And the funniest thing, I was like, so, like, I've said this before, but probably the people in industry who are pretty similar to me, like Liya Kibede. Why? Because she's like an Ethiopian supermodel, and she's literally like, what, 54 now. And this year she closed 2 Balenciaga shows. She walked the Louis Vuitton show. This is dead. Whatever. She walked the Louis Vuitton show. Christian Dior. I mean, she must have, in Fashion Week this year, she had to at least walk like 10 shows. But she's like 54. I mean, she's like getting more work than, I mean, I'm not trying to be like she's fucking Gigi Hadid, but like, I mean, she's getting cashed out, bro. And so anyway, so she's dating the director of the film Coda, and so this year it was her first year going to the Oscars, so she was like at the Oscars, like sitting with the award, and I was just like, okay, this is media that I feel like more people need to see. Because it's like, I don't think people understand that, like first of all, what beautiful black people look like. It's very hard for them to like understand, because people, they still like, this is what is really hard for me to understand. They'll like really believe that like Koi Levi or whatever her name is like pretty. It's like she's not pretty. She's just lighter complexioned. And she's like thin and short. But that's not, I don't know, like that's not really a beauty standard. It's only a beauty standard in like ghetto America among like black urban people. But then there's like real society. And I'm just like, I guess I continue to want to be present to show like, yes, there is them. I think this is a part where I really have a lot of issues with Adrian, because I feel like he grew up in that society where like in his mind being yellow makes him like something. And I just feel like, okay, yeah, I could not go outside and not tan for like a month or something and then be pretty lighter skin, but that it wouldn't actually make me more or less attractive. Like in all the, if you guys look right now, so I tan today, right? You can literally see the tan lines right here on my feet. You see how there's like 3 different complexions? That's all it is. Sunlight, not sunlight. It's the same thing with like hair texture. It's like I could use conditioner or I could not use conditioner. Either way, I have paid campaigns where I had frizzy hair, straight hair, or hair with conditioner. Either way, I'm getting paid the same amount of money. It's just more like, who are they trying to market to? But all of those ads pay the same. So I'm confused about like why it would, I don't know. The colorism is striking to me. This is the point that I'm trying to make. And I guess I was going back to that because like maybe there's something in there with colorism where people wouldn't understand why Tyler the Creator would be great. Maybe, I don't know. No, it was this idea though, maybe that there's like no black people in the middle class. Maybe that's what the big idea is. But obviously that's not correct either. So I don't know how to unpack it all. Maybe I'll try to write so it'll be more clear. And I'm getting to the point though where I'm starting to fry, so I'm gonna go back inside. And that thing died. But this was nice. Like maybe I'll edit. I probably won't. Oh, there's no way.